How to Heaven viewers. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do the comparison video between the 2022 Corolla XSE hatchback and the GR Corolla. So this is a first. I don't think anyone's done it on the internet. So stay tuned. So you can see that this one's had some slight modifications to it. It has an RSR lowering kit for the springs. So it lowered it about 1 inch. And other than that, I think there's some underglow under right there. But the underside, I think we did the video on the exhaust, custom exhaust pipe. So this is an exhaust pipe that my son and I fabricated and goes all the way over here. This is a bigger exhaust pipe than what comes standard on the Toyota. The standard on the Toyota here is like a 1.77 inches. I don't know how many millimeters that is, but we used the factory brackets right there, the isolators for the exhaust, so it hangs very nicely, just like the factory. So let's get to it. I'll show you the differences. So up front here, you have the same cover, very flimsy cover. It's for aerodynamics. It's made of a felt material, and let's see, it's going to be the same on the GR Corolla. Up here is a big difference. Because the GR is a turbocharged engine, it doesn't come straight out of the exhaust manifold and then go into a downpipe. We'll show you that. Bracing. Now, on the standard Corolla, they have these aluminum, and you can see them right there, braces, and there's a series of them. Here's another one here, and then you've got a third one right here. Now, nothing has been removed. Like I said, this is all factory right here from the exhaust system, the resonators. There's 2 resonators, and no, actually, this is the cat, I believe. So, going back here, we just went right into the factory. All this is unchanged, and you've got your felt, I don't know what they call it. It's for aerodynamics anyway. That's going to be different on the GR Corolla, as well as these braces here. And there is no drive shaft. Notice, this is a front wheel drive model. On the GR Corolla, they actually reshaped the tunnel so that you can get a drive shaft up there. And the drive shaft and the exhaust system run parallel, so you almost can't even see the drive shaft. So we come back over here. This is, right there is the gas tank. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. So you've got these panels here. That's different on the GR Corolla. All these panels are. On the GR Corolla, it's a hard plastic. Now what you're seeing right here is how we installed the underglow on this vehicle. And you can see that. And there's also underglow coming up here off of this sway bar. And it's been in for a while, so don't worry, the twisting and everything hasn't affected it. You have your control arms. And I'm going to get a light for us. Also, you can see the front here, and you've got a little side panel right there, and then you've got your lower aerodynamic panel. And here's the front end. Notice the radiator. There is no intercooler on this model. And of course, the standard Corolla has a different looking grille than the GR. It also has different fenders. The hood is the same, and so is the rear hatchback. So let's go back under, and we're back at the control arms. And you can see right there that that's for the ABS. You've got this little knuckle for the axle, and it goes and it mounts right here. So you can see all that. There's the sway bar. Here's your rear brake caliper. There's your spring. There's no axle. Right here is where the differential would be. So you're going to have a whole different bracing right here. That is all going to be changed because of the placement of the differential. And that unit right there is probably your vacuum canister, I'm guessing. I don't really quite know what that is, but it kind of looks like it might be a vacuum canister because it's got a hose line right there. There's the RSR springs. You can see that right there. And we have the rear caliper on this side. That unit right there that you see is for your electronic parking brake. Now there were some panels that were down here, and there's a panel right here on the regular Corolla. Those were removed for the, what do you call that? The exhaust that we built, a custom exhaust. Toyota puts a lower valence, and it has two fake exhausts. Kind of drives everybody crazy. I don't know why they did that. Anovia, those are the wheels on this vehicle, in case you're wondering what style wheel that is. So you got another panel there. And of course, you all know that the GR Corolla has a 3-tip exhaust system. The standard Corolla exhaust comes out right here, and it's hung on this, and also on this one that we reused. And it's right here is your muffler, and it only has one exit. So there's only one pipe coming out. So I'm just gonna give you a slow scan so you can kind of get an idea of what it is back here. And oh, yeah, there's the vacuum canister right up there. That's your vacuum canister. So I'm really not sure what that is. Anyway, maybe you guys could write in the comment if you know what that unit is. I don't, but I have a feeling it is part of the vacuum canister, because it actually has a connection here that goes through your canister right there. That might be the fuel pump or a fuel pump. I don't know. Let me know. If you guys are Toyota files and you know exactly what that is, please put it in the comments so other people will know as well. And so here we go, going down the car. And there's the rack and pinion right there. You can see that right there. That's your rack and pinion. And let's see what else we can see. All right, so heading back to the front end, let's check it out and see what else we got up here. So here's the lower control arm. This is the standard 2022 Corolla XSE. You can see your ABS line there. Here's your tie rod, your steering knuckle in cast iron, it looks like. And then you've got your strut up there. And over there is your, I don't know if you can see that. That is your sway bar end link, and that sucker is long. It's got to be 2 feet long. I mean, it controls right here. Connects right here to the sway bar. That's a long one. And you've got a little backing plate on the disc, and that is vented. Here's your caliper. EBC red pads on this one. That's another modification. And there's the control arm. It looks kind of tiny, but we'll compare it. I don't know how it compares to the GR Corolla. And here's the driver's side, kind of a mirror image of the passenger side. There's nothing on this side that's unusual. You got your tie rod end. There's your strut all the way up there. So that, my friends, is the overview of the Corolla. Those cables that you see up there, those are your shift cables, and that's your steering linkage, comes down through there and goes into the steering rack. And that's the overview. So next up is going to be the GR Corolla. I'm sure that's what you're all waiting for, and you're going to get to see it. Any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. And so you got a space right here, and that panel's right there. I know on the GR Corolla, these panels are hard plastic instead of this plastic with the foam, and I'm sure that's for sound deadening. All right, GR Corolla coming up next. So hey, little intermission here. I just wanted to say thanks for watching my videos. Work shirt, in case you're wondering what all these stains are. And I'm sure you guys have work clothes that you use. So I just wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers. And what I'm trying to do is I've been growing my channel organically, very slowly. I've got a couple thousand subscribers. I'd like to get to 5,000. That's my year-end goal. And I'm going to keep posting these videos, especially on the GR. The GR videos seem to be very popular. Maybe that's because it's such a limited edition vehicle. And I have one, so that should generate some views. In addition to that, I'm also first on my local Toyota dealership, and I want to thank Precision Toyota here in Tucson for working with me. I have bought many cars from them. I highly recommend them. I got a GR Circuit also coming up. Don't know what color because you don't really get to order, but it's coming up. Hopefully Precision gets one because I should be first on the list. I signed up for both Corollas at the same time. So there should be plenty of content coming. So I just want to give you guys a preview of that. In closing here for this intermission, I just want to say, if you could subscribe, share, and comment. Especially, I try to answer all my comments. I'm not a big YouTuber, so it's very easy for me to answer your comments. I will say this, there's a few trolls every once in a while who have nothing but negativity, and I've never found a troll that had a YouTube video posted. Oddly enough, they like to criticize, but they don't really add anything to the community. So I delete those. I just don't think it's proper for somebody to sit here and criticize without offering constructive criticism, and especially because they have no channel. I've had some comments where they say, oh, your video's so long, get to the point. Well, the point is sometimes it's just entertainment, and the other times it might be because YouTube does provide a tiny bit of income. And I'll tell you, my income is about $100, not even quite $100 a month. It takes about 3 hours to edit a video. So if you do the math there, and I'm trying to post a couple videos a month, that's 6 hours for $100. That's not good. That's like minimum wage. So you know what? If I make a long video and you don't like it, click off, go somewhere else. But the negative comments do get deleted. And so far, luckily, they're very few and far between. And my videos range from everything from wiring things to woodworking cabinets. I mean, my channel is How to Heaven. I'm kind of gearing more towards cars right now at this point in time. But who knows where the channel's going to go. Anyway, I keep slipping in the how-tos, and we did one on the GR Corolla spoiler install. So just stay tuned. Keep watching, subscribe, comment, like, share, all that stuff. Thank you for watching. Let me just grab this here QT cup. GR Corolla, blah, blah. This is what you guys want to see. This is the GRC Corolla, and we're going to do the underside, and we're going to compare it to the 2022 XSE Corolla HatchBack, which is essentially the same body style. And I'm going to show you the differences. So let's go under. So we're going to start at the very back end of the GR Corolla with the now famous 3-port exhaust. The standard 2022 hatchback, or for that matter 19 through 2022 hatchback, only has the single exhaust, which we talked about earlier. So let's get in there. All right, so here's the exhaust. You've got the same hanger right here, but now it's a triple suspension rubber bushing. Same thing over here, it's a triple. This is a much bigger exhaust muffler. And here you have your valve. Now, there's no way to manually switch this valve open and closed, but that's the valve for the exhaust. And I'm gonna go deep and show you the inside. So here you can see the muffler, and there is your baffle right there. You can see that. When it starts, that opens up, and then it closes, and my understanding is it opens up again at 4,500 RPM. So here's your camber adjustments on your lower control arm. And here's your brake assembly, your rear disc brakes. This is the driver's side. And now you see that this right here has an upper, I guess for lack of a better word, strut or upper control arm up there. And it goes to the cast iron spindle axle assembly. And there's your axle. So you've got your camber adjustments. Here's your passenger side. Clearly you can see that the brakes are different on the GR. And here's your spring. And let me see what else we got here. Oh, sway bar. Here's your sway bar end link. Goes across. There's your big, beautiful differential because it's an all-wheel drive. And let's see what we got here. So here is your electronic coupling. That's how you adjust, 70, 30, 60, 40, 50, 50, the torque to the rear. So there's your drain bolt for your differential. Here's your little axles, half shafts, lower strut. And then these are clearly hard plastic versus the regular Corolla where they're that sound deadening felt cardboard material. And you can see right here, this is a standoff. If you look in there, you can see that standoff right there connecting it to the body. It's right there. See that? It's plastic. And that's actually this plastic shield that goes up. It's vacuum formed, I'm sure. And then we've got the exhaust, which runs right up the center. That is beefy. I believe that's 2.5 inch, and it's also 2.5 inch here. Now on the standard Corolla, you have your catalytic converter up there, and the resonators right here before this joint. On the GR Corolla, here's your resonator on the back half of that pipe. And again, look how beefy that pipe is. That's a substantial exhaust right there. You've got your heat shielding, and you have your drive shaft. The drive shaft goes right up the tunnel. Those cables up there are for your electronic parking brake? No, are they? There is no electronic parking brake, that's right. This is the handbrake system. So that's new on the GR Corolla, and it goes to the caliper, but where? I do not see it. We'll have to follow those. So the parking brake goes this way. Actually, it goes this way, over here, and up here. There it is again. And then it goes down here. So your parking brake is right there. It's manual, mechanical. It is not electrical like it is in the standard hatchback. Here's your shock absorber. Now we're still in the rear of the car. You got a standoff over there as well. And there's how your bushing, your differential is mounted to the vehicle right there in that crossover brace. So that's a different crossover brace. Here's your jacking point right here to jack the rear end up. And the other parking brake is right there, that yellow stripe on that cable. There's your dust cover. Back side of the wheel. Beautiful looking wheel. And the weights from the factory. Balancing weights. Here's some more balancing weights. All right, it's time to move up front. We're gonna follow this up front. All right, So here we are, GR Corolla, following the exhaust and the drive shaft up there. Here we have stamped steel bracing, and you can see that this is like rectangular bracing that's all tied together right here. The standard Corolla had some rectangular aluminum bracing. So here we have steel bracing forward, and here's another brace right here. So that is different than the standard XSE Corolla hatchback that we are comparing this to. You still have your aerodynamics, your plastic right there. And let's go forward again. Okay, so here's your catalytic converter. Here's your O2 sensor. And you can see this wire here. This is a keeper to keep your wire away from your exhaust. You'll see that in other Toyotas like the Tacoma. They do that down by the transmission. And here is your cardboard. That's your, it's not a skid plate, but it's for aerodynamics. I'm sure it gives it better gas mileage. You remove these panels here to do your oil. So this will gain you access to your filter and your oil. And you'll notice this right there. What is that plastic thing? It is a vent. And you can look in there and see that the vent is actually cooling the differential. So your front differential's there. You have your exhaust downpipe right there. And your rack and pinion steering. So let's come around this way and look at the rack and pinion steering. And it is a very similar rack and pinion steering to the rack on the standard Corolla. You've got a boot there covering your steering shaft and your U-joints. And if you look further up this direction, you can see the turbo. And that's a substantial turbo for a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder engine. That vacuum canister up there is for the wastegate. And you can see some intake piping. And right over on this side, you can see this would be your exhaust side on the left. And on the right is your intake. That blows up into your intake. And that's the pressured air. And so when we come over here, you've got your control arm right here. You've got your outer tie rod. You've got your spindle assembly right there, cast iron. There's your strut. And you've got the same long end link to the sway bar. And again, we can't really see the sway bar. It's right there, that little green thing. And it comes up through here, goes across this way, and does the same thing on this side. So there's your end link on the driver's side. And that's obviously your caliper back there, the red thing. And then over here is the front of the caliper, the front view. And these are directional tires. Notice it says inside. And so that's basically the differences between the GR Corolla and the regular Corolla hatchback. So just kind of give you a view of what's going on. Once again, there's your brake assembly. This is the passenger side. Even the caliper bracket is substantial. And you've got a little bit of aerodynamics here. And let's see, we're gonna take it to the front. All right, so you have more aerodynamics, plastic panels blocking the wind and directing the airflow into the engine compartment. And then we go to the very front of the car. Whoops. And here's the very front. Very flat underneath, very aerodynamic. And that, my friends, is a wrap for the underside comparison of the standard Corolla hatchback and the GR Corolla hatchback. Stay tuned for part 2. I'm gonna go topside. We're gonna talk about body and interior in the next video. Thanks for watching How to Heaven. If you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, something you wanna see, leave it in the comments. I try to read all my comments, and I will see what I can do for you as far as answering your questions. And by all means, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching How to Heaven. Catch you on the next one.